Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Age of Empires 2. I am Ruful, playing this game for you. Woo! Well, it seems the logical ending of King Alphonso's jealousy is coming to fruition. The Cid is apparently being exiled.
King Alfonso sent his most loyal and able servant Rodrigo Diaz the Cid into exile with only his horse Bavieca. Myself and our two daughters were left at the monastery in Castile. When Rodrigo and I parted, it felt like a nail being torn from its finger. Rodrigo rode alone into the Castilian winter. He was not alone for long. Everywhere the Cid went, mercenaries and soldiers were eager to follow. Soon he had a small army of his own. But the Cid was not content to wander the wilds of Castile forever. He needed a castle and a lord to serve. This too he found in the most unlikely of places.
Well, this should be interesting. Cid must find a new city in which to live, a new lord to serve. The Cid no longer leads the Spanish army, so become familiar with the Saracens, because the Moors are Saracens. Guess where El Cid ends up going. Know when to fight and when to run. May need to destroy walls to block your path, but only if there's no alternative. El Cid does not view Alfonso as an enemy so much as misguided. As such, you should not destroy anything of Alfonso's unless you are forced. Scouts report! El Cid starts alone in exile. Do not fear. You will soon find recruits to your cause. And you will have little in the way of economy until you meet up with an old friend. King Alphonso is your enemy, but he is more of an annoyance than a threat. The real enemy is Count and Berenguer of Barcelona. Who send swordsmen, knights, scorpions, and battering rams your way. Motamid the Moor is a potential ally, as are any other Moors you may encounter.
I cannot stand this sight of you, El Cid. I command that you leave my kingdom at once.
Oh, fine. Be that way, jerk. Just go out doing everything you ask, and this is how you treat me.
Here is your horse. Do not judge King Alfonso too harshly. We will open the gates for you now. Godspeed.
Oh, I'm a judge him. Jerk. I liked his brother so much better. Oh well. Tell Cid to just move off to this corner of the map, because that is where our next objective will be. Though, we will be running into other things along the way. Mostly people and, those who would try to bar our path. You know, like King Alfonso.
That's enough of a head start. If the Cid shows his face near our city again, you may open fire.
Uh-huh.
King Alfonso is a fool to send you into exile. We will follow where you lead, my Cid.
Alright, I successfully managed to stop these guys from, aggroing King Alfonso's men. Because they'll do that. Alright. Now let us deal with an ambush. Get them, my Cid! Like that.
Greetings, my Cid. My Lord Motamid has heard of your situation and welcomes you to join him at his city of Zaragoza. It is just a short ride to the southeast of him.
This is southeast? I may never understand directions.
My Cid, King Alfonso has blockaded the gap leading to Zaragoza. If we are to get through, we must siege his castle. Perhaps we can find the troops we need to the south. My Cid, what little we have is yours, if you can just destroy Alphonso's castle to the north.
Alright. Well, starting things off, let's get us some upgrades. Many of which are relatively unnecessary, but hey, stuff. Alright, you guys. I want you to guard that relic. Gonna have to go through Alfonso's castle. So Alfonso is just that brand of rude. Hey, get back to your posts. Definitely want you to engage any monks you see, but leave the scouts alone. I'll just distract you. Speaking of... Right. Let's get the rest of our... rest of what we can get just from... cavalry archers. Let's come over there. You start beating down that wall. Yeah, that's what I thought. Freaking pikemen. Alright, fine, go beat up that outpost. You need to stop whinging about it. Sheesh. El Cid, deal with that monk. Specifically because the monk is quite helpless to El Cid. El Cid is a hero, thus cannot be converted. Take that, punks.
El Cid, we We stand nothing to gain by fighting against each other. Let us call a truce, and each just go our separate ways.
Coward. Fine, have it your way. But remember, you started this. Have a said beat up that monk. And have him continue about his way.
We meet again, Alcide. You could not have arrived at a better time. The army of Count Berenger is approaching our gates. Defeat him, and you may have the land outside my city gates as your own.
Whoa! Take that, punks! Charge! Destroy the siege workshop, we will break the siege. Aha!
Saving my city. Here is a small reward for your trouble. Now you may use these villagers to build your own encampment. But be vigilant. Berenger may come again.
You to build me a church. That will do. Meanwhile, we shall accept the additional troops. Here the guys. Get me that monk. Oh hey, and you, clear off. Take that. In fact, actually, I want Sid to come down here to guard that relic for now. He won't be guarding it long. Clear off. Take that, punks! Guess I can only afford 4. Good work, Sid. El Cid. I'll guard that monk. Let's see. I will want mill. Then I will want housing.
Get him, guys! Alright, Sid. You can come up here and just kind of chill. Take you up to work on some lumberjacking. So you guys build that one, and then go help build the lumber yard. Alright. Really? Oh, I did that. Whoops. He served me zero purpose there. Just a waste of resources that I'm not gonna get back. Whoops. Oh well, so it goes. Got all this gold, let's get a hold of heresy. And build us a marketplace. Alright, build the mining camp. Make sure it's the correct camp. Sheesh. Let's come up here and see if anyone's wanting to play. Oh! Take that. Alright. I don't know what y'all are doing, but get over here. Alright, I need some farms. Badly.
Alright. Well, Sid, I saw a monk. Go and deal with that. Where are you off to, buddy? You lead me to another relic? If so, that'll be great. Yes, sir, you will.
أهلا صحيح. نعم.
Let's not have you guys go running off into your doom. Fervor, help that monk to learn how to get a move on. Going to want battering rams. I'm going to want a lot of things, there's no getting around that. If I'm going to have it, I'm going to need, people.
I need to get more peasants, really. Or villagers, as they are appropriately called. There we go.
Want you lot to build me that. Partly to cover the housing, and also partly to cover this entrance to my bases. To get some castles up and can really set about applying the beatings.
Yay! Alright, you want to get back to work?
Whoa! Get back here, punks! You're not fooling anyone, you know. Take that. least things are, at least excitement is being had over there. Keep milling away to get me more stone. Where up here is going to be an appropriate spot for another castle? Therein lies the question. Take that. Alright. Right here, really. You get back to your farm work. This ought to work wonders for making our foes grumpy. Make sure to make the castle accurate too. You guys stop traipsing across the map. Sid! Get back. In fact, Sid, just park it there. All aboard. Take that, punk! I want you to, start pummeling at that gate. Really draw their attention. Might work to anger them. Which is totally the idea. Nice shot, Carl. Well, as long as you aren't getting people killed going that way. Well, if that makes you happy. Alright. Yeah, mostly need to wait for our throngs to finish training.
سأفعل. سأفعل. صحيح.
Walk forward, see what becomes visible.
سأفعل.
Dead men. Dead men become visible. See? Charge! Kill it! Get them now! Get them all! Get them bills! Take that! Hata!
Motamid, Lord of Zaragoza, was a gifted leader of men, but like many of the Moors, he was also a poet and artist. The cultural achievements of the Moors made the rest of Europe seem barbaric by comparison.
Yeah, they
As the
did.
Cid parleyed with Lord Motamid in his sumptuous palace, he feasted on meals that came floating down an indoor stream. Motamid bestowed rich gifts on the Cid and made him a wealthy man. But the Cid, ever the loyal servant of Castile, convinced Motamid to ratify a treaty making Saragossa part of Castile. The Cid never fought openly against King Alphonso. Though he did make enemies with Count Berengar and other Spanish lords who wanted only tributes of gold from the Moors and were not interested in making alliances with them. Count Berengar would remain the Cid's enemy for many years.
Well, we did just pummel down his holdings, so I suppose I can understand that one. Nevertheless, hooray! Didn't do much for exploring the map, but, well, you know. That will do for now. Next time, well, we'll see what further conflict El Cid will get into. Or even if his factions will end up changing again. But, we will see. Later.